Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Simply Growing Food Podcast. I'm your host, Dylan. Today, I finally get to sit down with Farmer Cass. It has been a while, and we are going to go over, well, many things. A lot's been happening. Big changes here on the farm, and we never even went over our opening day / craft fair, so we're going to go over that.
That's right.
And, new project here on the farm, and Chicken Day's coming up, our second Chicken Day of the season.
Oh, yeah, looking forward to it.
That's going to be Monday, and we got a few other things going on.
Like what?
Well, our ornamental garden is in full bloom.
Oh, it looks beautiful. I love it so much.
It is pretty nice, and we still have some really nice plants available for sale if anybody's interested.
A lot of fruit.
A lot of fruit. The blueberries look great. So, a couple of stories and a whole lot of interesting things. That's what's coming up on the SGF. Stay tuned. All right, and welcome back to another episode of the Simply Growing Food Podcast. Sitting down with Farmer Cass. How's it going, Cass?
It's going really good.
So, it's probably been over a month since we've had you on.
I know, I can't believe we didn't go over the opening weekend.
I did a little bit in one of the previous episodes, but not even really.
Okay.
I touched on it, so we were gonna get and sit down and talk about it.
I know.
It's a lot happening.
I haven't been slacking. I've been busy.
Yeah, there's a lot happening.
It's hard to get to the office at the same property to sit in front of the microphone.
Yeah, it is tough to justify the time, but it's good because we have a core group of listeners.
Yeah.
And
it's always a fun time. I always have fun.
Yeah, it's a good chat. It's always a good chat. Mm-hmm. Right now, you're messing with a helium balloon. What's that about?
I am. If you were wondering what that noise was in the background. Today was the first day of the farmer's market that I manage in Putnam.
Yep.
And for the first market, we usually buy some balloons to put on the table and around the sign, which is kind of funny because I was like, yeah, do I really have to do that? Do you think I should? And
I said no.
Dylan said no. He said, what did you say?
I said balloons are bad for birds.
Yes. And a balloon might have claimed another bird today because
you hate
at
to
the
hear
end
it.
of the
You
market,
hate to hear it.
the whole market, me and the other manager were saying, oh man, I wasn't really sure about the balloons. Well, not the whole market, but we mentioned it a couple times. And we went to go take them down, and one was missing. So, womp.
Maybe someone took it.
Hopefully, but I think it disconnected from the. So probably not. But it didn't go far because it was raining. So the balloons were, when they get wet, they kind of. Or when they get cold. When helium gets cold, it doesn't really float. So
I guess we're getting a little science lecture here too.
It was just bobbing around. But so I had,
when
I
helium
have
gets
a
cold.
little bit of helium left. But I don't remember it making you this lightheaded as a kid. So
yeah, maybe it's not helium anymore.
I don't know what it is, but they don't have a warning on the balloon that says do not inhale it. So we're just gonna give it one more try.
One more try. Here we go, folks. Big old round of applause here. Okay.
I don't like to waste my helium, I paid $1.25 for this, so I gotta use it up. Yeah. It might have even been more, because I got that foil balloon, so it might have been more.
Nice.
But man, whew. Yeah.
Wow.
Doesn't feel great. I'm not gonna lie.
You're like this in-between spot right now. It's pretty nice. Imagine if your voice got stuck like that.
That would be trippy.
That would be
now
weird.
That would be a cause for a science experiment. Yeah.
That's a problem.
I would be on like 60 Minutes or something.
So yeah, it was opening weekend at the farmers market in Putnam. How many vendors you have up there?
Today we had 11.
Okay.
I thought we were supposed to have 12, but I was wrong. We have a berry farmer that comes from Glastonbury, so she doesn't start setting up until I think the first week of July.
Interesting.
Which kind of makes sense, because if you only have, 10 quarts of strawberries to offer, I'm not taking that hike either.
Yeah, Glastonbury's not that close.
No, it's not.
It's kind of weird.
So we had 11, and it was a great turnout despite the rain.
Yeah, how many people came through? I know you click it.
Yes, which is always I have a little bit of ADD, so I always forget to use the clicker. So But my other co-manager did, and it was 354, I want to say. It was awesome. We had Dr. K's Uke. Shout out to Dr. K's Uke.
Dr. K.
I met him at the farmer's market last year, and I loved his performance so much. We hired him to do our farm to table dinner.
Last October. Was that October?
It was like the very end of September.
That's right.
September 29th or 30th.
We should plan 2 of them this fall.
I would love that.
We're going to have you know what. So.
What's you know what?
The space.
I don't know what. Oh, yes.
I don't even know if I talked about the party tent taking a hiatus, but
we'll
get there. We're going to get there.
Dive right in.
Well,
yeah.
I just want to give the platform to the Putnam Farmers Market for the moment.
So,
Not that we're really affiliated with the market. We don't sell there, but you do manage it. Mm-hmm. And it's become a staple in the Quiet Corner. A lot of people look forward to it every week. Mm-hmm. I can't say I've gone, but I hear a lot of good things.
Oh, it's always a good time. So we did a giveaway today. Ooh. I would like to mention that really quickly.
Oh, yes. Tell us.
So I put together a gardener's basket, which is funny because 50-50 people that go to the market say, I don't need to have a green thumb. This is why I come here. So I don't garden.
Right.
And 50-50 are like, this is awesome.
I don't toil.
Yeah. I don't toil, I don't till.
I don't toil or till. I buy at the market.
That's right.
Yeah.
The Putnam Saturday Farmers Market. It was a free door prize, chance to win the free door prize. So people write down their name and their phone number, and I say, hey, if you win, I'm going to pull it right after the market. I'll leave a message if you don't answer.
Side question. How many people do you think entered the raffle?
I forgot to look. I had Samantha pull the ticket. But maybe,
do you think it was over 100?
No.
Okay.
Maybe and the other problem was I didn't have a sign, so you just had this thing on the table, and sometimes I would forget to mention it to people. And not everybody stops at my table, because I'm just the manager booth, so I'm not selling anything. I don't really have anything. We were giving away free I Love My Farmer's Market bags today.
Oh, so are they insulated?
We're giving away some swag. No, not insulated, just a regular old shopping bag.
Righto.
And we ordered some new ones with, I think, a new logo on it, so that we were trying to,
spread the name.
Yeah.
Get it out there. Get some merch out there. Always a good idea.
Exactly. Yep. So, anyways, the person that won
No names will be given.
No names. And I actually forgot the name anyway, so
that's perfect. What an experience, though.
It was so fun. I wish Dylan was there to hear it. So I called the number, and immediately whoever was on the other line started telling me Bible verses.
So wait a second. So you call, what do they say when you pick up?
They don't say hello.
Whoa, they skip hello.
You
didn't tell me that.
Yes.
Okay.
They skip hello and they go into what I imagine would have been, the speech you get. Maybe
according to the Book of Revelations.
Yeah. Afterwards, I was thinking, wow, I don't think we've ever had a Jehovah come to the house, but I imagine this was what it would sound like if they did. So it was a, spiel about, I don't even know what verse or anything like that. And I am religious, so I didn't mind it. I listened through.
So you call, ring, and then,
I didn't even
John
want to interrupt
23
her.
is
I was going to be like, hello? Is this so-and-so?
This is the Krusty Krab?
Yeah.
No, this is the First Methodist Church in Woodstock.
I didn't even want to interrupt her. She was so fluent with it, too. I was actually kind of like, did you memorize this? Is this a recording?
I was going to say, did you think it was a recording?
I kind of did for a second.
It was that good.
It was that good. And then she ends it with, Jesus is coming, click, hangs up.
Whoa.
Yep, or something like that.
Keep in mind, everybody, this is a free raffle winner.
Yes.
This is just someone who won a basket of goods that they can take home.
I should have expressed to everybody that side, if you get an 860 number, it's just me.
It's not a heathen.
You know what, though? That's the problem with today, is every other call is a telemarketer.
Yeah. If we had a sponsor for, a tech company that screens spam, this is where we'd insert it. But we don't have that. But go on.
Oh, shoot. So, I'm like, well, I already threw out all the other raffle winners, so this is the winner. So I'm just gonna call back. Maybe
it's a different verse.
Maybe
she starts reading from the Torah this time. She goes from Bible to Torah. Who knows?
Maybe I'll get the voicemail and I'll be like, "Hi, I'm just trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty."
Did you know God is coming?
No, but she answered, and this time she did say hello.
Okay.
And I said, is this so and so? And she's like, well, who's this?
Yeah.
Still had to be skeptical. I totally get it. She's thinking, wow, this telemarketer is persistent. So
they want my pearls.
They're trying to really scam me.
Yep.
So I said, yeah, like, I'm Cassidy from the farmer's market. And she asked, did you just call? And I said, yeah, but I figured you thought I was a telemarketer. And she said, yeah, this is what I do for all of them. And I was like, well, it's all right. Like, I'm religious. I wanted to listen through. But I'm really curious, do you have this memorized? Because it was quite the pitch.
Was she reading from the Bible? I mean, what did she say? She
says she pretty much has it memorized, but she does have something that she reads off of because she doesn't want to get it wrong.
Love it.
So, and then she asked me if I would like, this is what made me think maybe it could have been a Jehovah's Witness. She has bookmarks and something else, some kind of other like book insert or something like that. She's like, I'm gonna bring you one.
You mean a pamphlet?
Right, maybe. She didn't say the word pamphlet, but I wouldn't, I don't know. A
brochure?
It could have been. So she's going to bring me one next weekend when she picks up her prize.
Oh, great, yeah. Here we go.
And maybe I'll let everybody know what it says.
We'll let you know what cult she joins.
Cassidy's no longer with us at the farm. Yeah. She has joined. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that won't happen. So, yeah, how interesting. Just trying to run a farmer's market here, and boom. I like that. I like that. But you know what?
Story. I was telling Dylan last year, we had somebody that we said, hey, we have this door prize you could win if you want a raffle ticket. Well, apparently we're not supposed to call them raffle tickets, which was also, I was saying the word raffle ticket left and right because I don't really know the difference. Yeah, apparently a raffle indicates that you're collecting money, and that also indicates you're supposed to maybe pay taxes on it. So it's a door prize.
Right.
And then
But it's also free.
It's free. That's what when I say door prize, I'm like, that to me tells me that you're winning a door prize, but you might not win it. So
bizarre. So
yes. But so last year we had somebody, I said, you do want to be a part of this? And they said, yeah, is it free? And I'm like, yeah, it's free. And she's like, all right, how do I sign up? And I said, well, you just have to write down your name and your phone number. And I don't know if we did email last year or not. And she said, oh, no. You just want to sell my information.
You got me.
Me and my co-manager were like, no. We throw these away at the end of the market. We just want to know if you want to win this. I think we raffled off a $50 gift card to the market.
Yeah,
yeah. Do you want to?
But I get $8.50 for every email, so if you want to put it down. You want to give a little kickback to me?
They're going to pay big money the more I get, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a good time. It's those things where it's like, that didn't make me upset or anything. I wasn't like, wow, gee, this lady. I was like, this is entertaining. This is good.
Also is a reflection of where we're at.
Mm-hmm. Which, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many scams out there.
So many scams. Our friend who lost her dog last week, her phone's locked. It's kind of scam.
Her phone is locked?
That's why she uses Dan's.
Oh.
Because she can't make calls on hers because it's got like a spam thing on it, and they want her to pay him like $40.
Like it got hijacked or something.
It got hijacked. She got a phone call, and then one thing led to another, and now it's like, give us $40 or you'll never be able to make a phone call.
Oh my god!
But she can text. That's why I'll get texts from her. I know. I'm like, are you sure? But I don't know. It sounds plausible. Mm-hmm. She can't make phone calls on her phone. That's why she uses her husband's.
Gosh.
Yeah. So it's very very strange.
If anybody has ever gotten a call from a dead person, it's a trippy thing.
It's a trippy thing. But I understand why she's doing it now, because I did ask her. I'm like, you're always calling me on Dan's phone. Yeah. And she's like, well, this is why. I'm like,
at least you have the explanation. Yeah. My grandpa used to accidentally do that. He would call from my grandma's phone number because, and he didn't mean to. He was just pressing buttons. And started calling people. It tripped me out a little.
That's too funny. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I guess we'll get into opening weekend.
Let's do it. Which was now, what's the date today? The 7th?
It was almost 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, opening weekend. It was a 2-day event, craft fair again. How many vendors did we have altogether, do you think? Saturday was, 7, 8?
I really can't remember anymore.
Oh boy!
So it was originally supposed to be, I think, 8 each day. I think one day we did have a cancellation one day.
Yeah, we did. Actually, we had
to a soccer game, and
oh yeah,
and Aunt
right.
Sue couldn't make it, but I didn't even factor her in.
Aunt Sue.
Yeah, I knew she wasn't going to, so I didn't even put her down on the sheet.
Yeah.
I figured we'd make room for her.
I don't think we've seen her since.
She's so funny. She's such a gypsy. She's like,
She's a gypsy.
yeah. She was like,
Interesting.
well, if you don't have a table for me, or if you don't have room under the tent, I'll just put my stuff on this rock. And I was like, what?
I'll set up along the stone wall.
It reminded me of like if you were in like a
Traveling circus.
yeah, and you just like had a little trench coat full of your stuff, and you were like, I got this.
I got some.
Yeah.
You want to buy a sundial?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was an okay turnout. Now, last year we estimate we had about 400 people come through because we had over 160 cars counted, or almost 200 cars counted, and so we figured 2 people per car at an average, and a lot more kids last year too. This year we were 3 weeks later to the game, but we did that so that we could have our fresh chicken available for people to buy.
Yeah.
Which we did okay. The stand did fine, and I think the vendors did all right. They just didn't have a turnout like we did last year.
Yes.
We probably had closer to 250 for the weekend, people-wise, and we had our Daigle Farm pork sliders.
Yes.
Pork raised here, raised and cooked to perfection on site. And those were a hit.
They were a hit. It
And
was delicious.
I look forward to doing more hot meals here. I think that's how we're going to begin to diversify and get more people to taste the flavor.
I think if we start doing a once a month thing, keep it the same weekend every month.
A garden party. Boom!
Yes. Yeah.
Vine dining coming to a garden near you.
Yeah.
Not fine dining. It's beyond fine. It's Vine.
Yeah.
Sorry. Small plug.
He's got that was a really good idea.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Did you all hear that? Did everybody hear that?
Yeah, it's recorded, so you can listen to this as many times as you'd like.
Yeah. We are going to do a massive revamp in our ornamental garden and turn it into a place that people can enjoy in a different way.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Vine dining coming soon.
Not only are we going to, we had to. Here's why.
Here's why. Yeah, here's a little plant botany crap from our master gardener, Cassidy.
Oh, wow. I was going to say our tent blew over, so we
Went the other way with that one. I thought you were going to talk about the disease and death that occurs to the cypress that we planted.
Oh, so we planted, Well,
it's a fall cypress. It's actually a chamaecyparis, which is not a cypress, but go on.
Which, when we planted this garden a couple years ago, I didn't know very much about perennials or shrubs or anything like that.
Yep.
So I really relied on Dylan to pick me some good varieties for my garden. I was looking for something that will grow. Originally, I wanted it to be a small maze. We put it together so it would be a small maze, and then I decided I can't really put any tables and chairs out here, and it was going to take 5 years.
We had a budget too. We had a budget. Yeah, we did.
And it was going to take about 5 years for them to grow tall enough to make it like an enclosed maze for you to walk in anyways.
Right.
But they started kind of dying off. Well, not right away. We changed the layout of the garden. We sold the rest of the plants that we didn't need. And then, one by one, some of them would start dying off. It was in this same spot, this one plant, so foolish on me, I tried to plant it again, thinking, well, it was just a bad plant. I'll just plant another one.
Sure.
And then that one died. And I said, well, we don't need one there. And I'll just leave it blank. And then the one next to it died. And come to find out, the place we got them are no longer...
growing them.
They're no longer growing them, so it sounds like maybe it was just not cold hardy for our
it's a patented plant without proper research, basically. They do a lot of that. They patent a plant and they pump it out, and they don't really know if they're zone hardy.
Yeah.
They guess on some of them, and that was just one of them.
Which is unfortunate because they are a really nice plant, and I would like to plant something green in its place, but the problem is we have a lot of deer, and they do already eat my shrubs in the perennial garden, so... It would have to be something deer resistant, and again, it's been growing for 3 years now, so it's getting some good height on it. But I'm going to try burlapping them this year.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking maybe the one that was so close to the rock. So I have two hypotheses. Maybe it was, there's a giant boulder in the ground, so the roots can't reach deep enough to establish. And two, it's so close to the rock that it could heat up in the wintertime with the sun, and then the drastic dip in temperature at nighttime was causing it to like kind of go from like dormant to not dormant.
Or never really going dormant.
Or never really going dormant, so it could have killed it. That's my hypothesis. I'm going to try burlapping them this year. We'll see if that helps. If not, back to the drawing board.
If not, vine dining. Coming soon.
Yes, he wants to replace it with...
I'm telling you.
If these grapes don't sell, it would be cool to replace them with these grapes.
Well, yeah.
But then we got to build a pergola.
Well, that's all right. That's all right.
Actually, I want a pergola anyway, so that would be a good reason.
Vine dining. I want everyone to say it. I know I'm going to see some people come through the stand and they're going to be like, vine dining.
If you're listening right now, say it.
Say it out loud.
Head. Yeah. Say it out loud.
Don't say it in your head. Say it out loud.
If you're driving in the car, say vine dining.
Yeah, say vine dining.
At Daigle Farm.
Yep. And it's a farm-to-table based idea. You come here, you eat some food that we grow.
Yeah.
Vine dining.
If you're listening on your headset in the grocery store, say it to the other person shopping.
You say to the cashier even, hey, you ever heard of vine dining?
Yeah.
And they say no.
because what if they take it?
No, it's all right. It's all right. Great ideas can be shared.
That's true.
Yep.
We can have more than one vine dining.
That's right. And it's never going to be like the OG, which is us.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. The dream.
Come to find out, a quick Google search later, it exists. I'm just kidding.
In multiple different states.
And it totally could, because it's not that creative. But, it's clever. It's clever. Anyway, so yeah, our party tent, gone. Blew away.
Yep.
Like friggin', what was that?
The next day.
Wendy from Wizard of Oz, like her house?
Yeah.
Wendy?
Yeah.
Or Dorothy?
Yep, we weren't in Kansas when we were...
Who is it? Is it Dorothy?
Oh, it's Dorothy. Yeah, not Wendy. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. Now I'm confused.
Wendy is from the...
Wendy's?
Yep.
Like the fast food
From
giant?
the never frozen burger joint.
Wow. Fresh, never frozen beef. Why are we plugging them? Anyway, yeah. So our party tent blew away. So we got through the weekend, no problem, no wind. Actually, we did have some wind, but I guess it was staked down well enough for that, a little bit of wind. And then Monday morning, I went to the office. It was still there. I went back to get some coffee at the house, and then I looked out the window, and it was gone. Gone. So
there she blows.
Away. And she became an abstract art sculpture on the edge of our veggie garden.
It did. We were lucky in the sense that it was in between the apple orchard little patch we have and the garden.
Yeah.
So it couldn't have crumpled in a better spot.
And nothing was damaged other than the tent.
The tent was absolutely damaged.
Garbage.
Yes.
Garbage beyond repair.
So it blew over last year because they give you like tent stakes basically. It's supposed to hold up this 30 by 20 tent with these tent stakes with like something you would bring camping. So it blew over into our garden last year. That was a big bummer because there was some damage. But because it was already, the poles were already bent once, they're no longer able to be.
Yeah, the integrity's gone.
Yeah.
So, happy accident has led now to a project we're doing on the farm, and we'll probably get into detail on a whole episode about it once it's finished. But now we are replacing the party tent with a beautiful pavilion space that will be weatherproof and really change things up for us on the farm. I'm looking forward to it. Big difference. It'd be nice to have our farm-to-table dinner out of there. It'll be nice to have movie night in there. And if we do get around to having Daigle Farm Oktoberfest 2025, it'll also be very nice to have that going on in there. So,
more seminars.
Oh, we did a chicken talk, right? We did
we have so much to talk about.
There's been so much going on. We were reached out to by what was the name of the library?
It was called...
I always say the Webster Public Library, and it wasn't that.
Gladys E. Kelly Public Library?
I think you're right.
Gladys?
I think you're right. Yep.
In
Webster, Mass.
Yep.
Another local farm.
Really nice library.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Like, not a library. Like a research facility.
Yeah. It was
beautiful. Beautiful place.
Yep.
Another local farm, shout out to...
Unbound Glory Farm. Yep.
They referred us to the curator, Jess, at this library. She reached out to us, we struck a deal, and we gave a talk. Now, we had to talk for about an hour, and they limited. She told me they were going to limit it to 20 people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. We could talk to 20 people, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Cass put together an amazing PowerPoint, and we had a whole presentation ready to go. We went. It was a 6 p.m. lecture, and we had, what do you think, like maybe nobody show up?
Yeah.
Yeah, no one showed up.
Yeah. Well, we had one lady. She was there, but she was there by default. She had some people taking a test.
She was proctoring an exam.
Yeah.
So she was
had
stuck
to be
there. But you know what? What was her? It was Hannah, I think.
Yes, her name was Hannah. She was a great sport.
Yeah. She was funny. And she listened, and she asked questions.
And it was nice because she said, we asked her if she had any chickens, and she said, no, she's kind of scared of them.
Right.
And that's not the first person that's told me that.
That's
People
right.
are just kind of, they are little dinosaurs. So I think we might have changed her mind a little by the end of the seminar.
It was the portion about baby chicks, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I think probably once you start with something as a baby and it's so cute and then it gets ugly and scary, like you still love it no matter what.
Yeah.
So
You're supposed to anyway.
Yep.
So no one came out, but we still got paid, and that was cool. And we'll do it again. And hopefully they can drum up more people to come learn about chickens.
And you know what? On our part as well. Not that our listeners or our customers and friends were going to take the drive to Webster. Not that it's that far, but we didn't really do much advertising. I didn't know where it was located until probably about 2 days beforehand.
And you know, it sounds like it's far because it's out of state, but it was only 30 minutes.
It was.
And I didn't even
Norwich
think...
is farther.
Yeah.
So.
And I didn't even think to advertise it with our people.
Right.
And we will do that next time.
Yes.
Yeah, because then they could just call and sign up.
Yep, but now we have the PowerPoint presentation, and I still made Dylan do the talk.
Yeah, right.
I felt bad taking the money and not
doing what we said we would do.
Exactly.
So we gave them an hour. We were there an hour.
Who knows? Maybe someone was running late. And I also wanted to know how long it was going to take you, because we said it was going to be about an hour. It ended up being about 35 minutes, so I might extend the PowerPoint maybe another 5-10, and then leave 15-20 minutes for questions.
You did take a video of it.
I did.
So that will be on our YouTube channel. Check that out.
And Dylan, as you can imagine with all of his podcasts, he did flawlessly.
Oh my
Great
God.
voice.
I'm going to cry.
Yep.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Good composure.
Yeah, well, it's talking about something. It's like the only thing I really know about.
Yeah.
So, chickens.
And it was fun at the end. I have the slide for questions and comments, and I was like, I have a question.
Yeah,
I
so
had several questions.
all the questions, except for like 2, are from Cassidy. You can't see her, but she's the one asking them.
Yeah.
Very funny. It was fun. That was, what, Tuesday? Man, so much has happened. I think I want to talk a little bit about the kitchen build and how that's going. So we're still working on the kitchen build, and what all have you been baking, or what recipes have you added?
So the kitchen build is slow and steady, but as we learned from the turtle, that is the way to
Don't get hit by a car.
Yeah.
Okay. As we learned from the turtle, we don't all have shells.
And don't help me cross the street. I know where I'm going.
Right. Is that what they say about turtles? Don't help them?
No, I think maybe they say you can help them, but you're not supposed to change their direction because they could get lost.
That's right.
Like
they
that.
know where they're going.
Yeah.
So don't turn them around.
So if they're clearly walking one direction, maybe you could nudge them a little bit, but
right.
They still might get lost.
Poor turtles.
I know. Poor turtles.
We should have more turtle crossing signs.
But they win the race, so I guess not too poor. But so yep, it's going slow and steady, and I've been baking in it. It's ready. It's a cottage kitchen right now. It's not a commercial kitchen, so I'm still able to bake. I've been making some jams with the rhubarb on the farm. I've been making sourdough. I kind of took over the production of the sourdough, because I've been making sourdough by myself on the side, and I always end up making way too much starter.
Right.
So kind of worked out good. So we've been making that. The Daigle Bagels, of course.
Daigle Bagel.
Focaccia bread.
Very good.
Some sweetbreads with
Very
sourdough
good.
discard and traditional cookies. We've been making lots of cookies.
Yeah. This morning we made peanut butter chocolate chip. Those were good.
Yep.
So we got a little bit going on there. We got a few more things we got to work on to get to our commercial spot, but we're going to get there.
The baking has definitely humbled me a little bit too, because there's a lot that goes into bakeries and baking in general.
Oh yeah.
Especially when you want to make sure it's fresh. So I've been baking 2, sometimes 3 days a week to make sure everything is fresh. And, especially with the sourdough journey, it's like, I'm just kind of learning myself. I've had some people kind of give me some pointers, and I've watched some videos, but so I don't know why things go wrong when they do go wrong.
Yeah.
I kind of have to just figure that out on my own. So that's been kind of fun, and also like I had like an I Love Lucy baking moment the other day, and there was like flour flying all over the kitchen. Dylan came downstairs. I had flour in my hair.
It was everywhere.
It was everywhere, and then I have to stop what I'm doing and take like 20 minutes to clean everything.
Yeah.
So it's definitely been very humbling, and I'm like, wow, kudos to people who do this for a living.
We're going to flip into an ad because I got to move the cat. He's wet and he's on my receipts.
All right, let's do it.
Guys, if you're anything like me, your day starts the same pretty much every day. You wake up, you drag yourself over to the coffee pot, and you begin to brew yourself that sweet elixir that's going to keep you going all day. Now, where we differ is what's in that coffee pot. We're not big fans of the big commercial coffee companies. The flavor's just not there. We're big fans of Two Dogs Coffee Company, and for the past 2 seasons, that's all we've been drinking. And I mean literally 2 seasons, 2 full years. Two Dogs Coffee is the only coffee that we brew. Artisanally roasted, fresh to order, and ethically sourced, Two Dogs Coffee is the only thing that we've been drinking here at the farm. This is not a paid advertisement, okay? I just like them over there. Brittany and Gwillem, they do great business, and they create such a good product. I can't put it down. I'm having some right now. I'm a big fan of their original Frank's blend. Brazilian and Colombian beans, and it's a medium roast. Hints of caramel, chocolate, some other stuff. It's coffee. Two Dogs Coffee. It's, Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, we're not drinking coffee right now. We're having another local elixir. Hosmer Mountain Soda. Don't have an ad for them yet. Anyway, second chicken day is coming up. How do you think first chicken day went? Because I feel like it was good.
I think it went really well.
Mm.
Of course, when you haven't done something in months, I always psych myself up a little bit. Or not up.
Out.
Psych myself out, yeah. Not
Psych
up,
myself
out.
down.
Yeah. And I was so worried. I'm always worried I'm not going to wake up on time. People aren't going to show up.
Yeah.
We're not going to be done before people show up for their chickens. But that did not happen at all.
No?
It went very smooth.
Very smooth.
Yeah. It's like we know what we're doing.
A little bit, We're getting through it. We got to do some upgrades. I always say this. I got to get some upgraded machinery, but it's hard to find. And the next size up on a scalder is like almost a $4,000 unit. It's like a propane. It's a whole thing, and it's a daunting thing. Yeah. Especially because you have to have a special hookup. Like you got to have a place. You can't just like buy it and like start here. Right. So there's a few things, but and that's a whole other podcast project talking about the facility we want to build, which we're gonna do. But anyway,
we might have talked about it on one of the episodes briefly.
Yeah, there's a good chance. So second day's coming up this Monday and Tuesday. We got some new faces coming to get chickens. Mm-hmm. Our friend Elliot is bringing some chickens that he got from us 2 months ago, and we'll be processing those chickens for him in exchange. He's going to be helping us out. He'll be here at 4 a.m. with Bruce and myself, and we'll be rocking it out. So I think, is there anything else? We had a bunch of weird. So we had a wedding to go to. Like that was north of Boston last week. Mm-hmm. Why else were we in Massachusetts? Oh, because we went to
the Tower Hill Botanical Garden. Which, if you've never heard of it, it's totally worth checking out. It's in Boylston, Massachusetts.
Boylston. Yeah. $20 a person. Well worth it, though. Cafeteria had good food, and the plants were amazing.
Yes.
All the different landscapes that they have there and gardens, I mean, so worth it.
I think it's like over 200 acres,
That's what they say, yeah. It's a 200-acre spread.
Yeah.
It was really cool. Would go back.
Mm-hmm.
They had a whole section that was like that stone rock garden I really like, where the rocks were vertical.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
that was cool. And like some of the veggie garden was neat. It was just a cool place.
Mm-hmm.
So we were in Massachusetts like 3 times last week, because we had the
last one was for
library.
that,
Yeah, we had the library, we had the wedding, and then I mean that's not the order, but whatever.
And like other than that, I never go to Massachusetts.
Ever.
That's probably going to be the most I go for the rest of the year.
Actually, we'll be going to the butcher.
Okay, I won't be.
You might be.
I probably should go pick it up.
Yeah, you might be coming.
All right.
But yeah, I think I talked about that on the last episode. We finally found a processor. I did a whole little shout out for them. I want to have him on the show. I've never met him, but I want to know more about his whole business model and
It's pretty genius.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
It's just what a great thing to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
A little garden update. Right now, it is June 7th, and we're about to start picking garlic scapes.
Mm-hmm.
I feel as though it's a little early, but...
There was some garlic scapes at the market today.
Oh, really?
There was.
Must be by variety, because we have 3 out there, 3 different varieties, and only one of them's ready.
Okay.
And that's the chestnut red.
Okay.
You know, the German extra hardy, the big one, is not escaping.
Yep.
And the ones we saved from our garlic last year, which were also German hardy, are not escaping. Or actually some are, but it's weird. It's a little sporadic. One row is fully scaped, the other row is not. You'll see.
All right.
So
Too bad I'm behind on my basil planting this year.
Yeah, basil's been weird for us.
I think because it likes the heat, and we haven't had
much of that.
Yeah, we had those couple hot days, but yeah.
Well, luckily we have those plants in the garden we can pretty much cut in half, each and every one of them, and then flip that into some pesto. Man, garlic scape pesto is dynamite. Very good. We also have some, of course, we've been picking romaine and kale and head lettuce. This week we're going to have some turnips on the menu.
Ooh.
We have some of the purple top globe turnip available. Nice, like actually, like bigger, smaller than we normally pick them, but I think a really good size. Like a little bigger than ping pong ball. You know, not too big, not too turnipy.
It's like a baby beet size.
Yeah, they're going to be good. And then coming up, we will have some carrots relatively soon. We will also have some radishes. And I have that whole, another project. I got to transplant all those chestnut trees. Got like over 100 of those things.
Wow.
So I got to come up with a concept of how I want to do it. I think I want to sell them this fall. I think I could sell them this fall, but I don't know exactly how far I want to commit to their growth. I could just leave them in that bed. It might actually be bad for them because they might compete too much. They're going to stretch. They might lose foliage. They might not look good in the fall because I planted them so densely with the intention to transplant all the seedlings. Didn't think I'd have that many seedlings, but there's a ton of them.
Right.
So my thought is to put them all in individual pots or set up a couple more of those boxes and plant them right into those boxes with better spacing. You know, because I want to be able to dig them up in the fall and sell them as a bare root sapling. You know what I'm saying?
How big does it have to be considered a sapling?
I think under a foot.
Okay.
Yeah, under a foot.
So you could sell them now.
I could. Well, yeah. I guess I could. I guess I could sell them now. Ding, ding, ding. What do we have?
It'll be cheaper to ship at this size if you were going to ship them.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point, huh? See? Then they're like, well, now we got to add a whole new logistic nightmare here, shipping plants.
That's true.
But it's going to be well worth it. And, you know, for those of you listening, and if you want to give us some feedback, I really want to add a shopping cart to our website so that you can buy stuff and we can ship it to you in the mail and not in the van. Things that are, you know, better shelf stable, like our granola or a sapling or a jam or something like that. T-shirts, yeah.
Stickers,
yeah.
Koozies.
All of it, all the merch. You know, I want to have that function on the website. I think it's time. I think it's time.
Okay. We might even pay for that version of the website.
And we don't use it.
It's just the initial setup is daunting.
Oh, I'm sure it's crazy. I'm sure it's crazy.
It's just going to take a day or two to
get it all right.
Yep, to really.
But you're pretty good with that. That class you took in college really helped.
No, that I haven't used at all. So I took HTML. No, I don't remember a single thing. I took an HTML class and barely got by. HTML it's one of those classes you can't miss any of it, or else you don't know what's going on because you build off of the last programming thing. So if one of your program things off, it's not going to work at all. I use Wix, which is a very easy website builder for anybody that's interested in it. The caveat is that you have to pay a monthly fee.
Sure.
Every year you're going to have to pay a domain, which you might have to do even if you know computer coding. Anyways, I'd have to talk to somebody about that.
Yeah.
But I don't think so. If you know computer coding, you build your website and it's
That's
yours.
Yeah.
You own it. So, but Wix is really great. It's very user friendly. You don't have to know coding at all. There's a lot of different designs you can do, a lot of different ways that you can customize it, personalize it, and there's a lot of like templates already. So the the website itself was like a certain template, and I just tweaked the colors and the fonts and the style, how I wanted things to flow.
We get a lot of compliments on the website.
Thank you.
People love it. They
There's
really
a couple
do.
things every time I go to it. Me and my ADD brain. When I sit down to go on the computer, I have a list of all the different things that I need to get done, and then I have my squirrel brain, and I'm like, oh, I see this on the website. I'm like, I gotta edit this website, but then I tell myself, well, if I do that now, I won't finish what I was doing before, so
right.
I have to. Yep. Useless information. Next.
Little dump there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think we get it added, and it'll make a big difference in our bottom line because it's going to increase our revenue. It's just a different way to shop for people, and a lot of people shop online. I think that's also why we've been successful soliciting online with our weekly menu. So once we add a function where we don't even have to be a part of it, people are going to probably use it more because it's just like, I'll just go on the website and order it.
Right.
The end.
And so, actually, funny that you mentioned this. I've been talking to that Small Scale Rebellion.
Yes.
I can't remember the name of their farm, but they are in either. I don't know the difference between Canada and British Columbia. What's the difference?
British Columbia is in Canada.
Okay, so it's really just
I think.
That's what I thought. So, anyways, but there's this farm in Canada that we follow, and they follow us, and they have a very similar setup. They do home delivery.
Right.
They do grow a lot of their summer vegetables, but they also kind of, is it called aggregating?
Aggregate, yeah.
Where they'll work with other farms, just like us, on products that they're not growing.
Middlemaning, basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they do bake a lot as well, and they have everybody order through their website. So they reached out to us and asked us, like, hey, I saw your website. I was just wondering, like, why don't you guys sell stuff on the website? Why do you link it to your menu?
Yeah.
And I kind of explained, well, like, I think it's just the initial putting in the work for the website, and then also the weekly menu, we edit it once a week, and then we don't have to think about it until the following week.
You know what else?
What?
Well, actually, maybe not. Well, the other thing is going to be the fact that it's another, like, credit card company to pay.
Right.
That's
but we
another,
already pay them. We already pay Wix, so we might already have that.
Like a free no transaction fees? I doubt it.
No, there's going to be a transaction fee no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what. But
matter
she
what.
did say that it will link to your QuickBooks, because I was thinking, well, that just gives me another step. Because now somebody buys it on the website, now I have to put it into our online QuickBooks
You have
system.
to do that anyway.
Which you won't have to if you do it through the website, because it already automatically links to your QuickBooks.
See, new chapter. Maybe when you come back from Duck,
Yep.
you're
yes.
fresh. Your brain is going to be fresh after a little getaway.
That's right.
And maybe that's when you tackle it.
Yep.
Yeah, that could be good.
That could be on my list.
Yeah. So, a lot of things going on. It is the beginning of June. Second chicken day coming up. Next batch looking all right. And I got to make a few repairs, and I have a whole adjustments list I want to make to all these pasture pens I built. And now that I've used them for a couple of months, I know some things I want to change to the design and whatnot. So, that's farming, trial and error. No matter how long you've done it, sometimes it's just trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
So, anything else you want to say to the fans there, Kaz?
Yes, I wanted to shout out our field agent.
Oh, yes, that's right. Our San Diego correspondent.
That's right. She tells us from time to time what's going on down
in SoCal.
That's right. What the prices are of eggs,
yeah.
The local farm she's found, all that. But so she was in town recently because she is from Connecticut.
Yeah.
Moved out there after the military.
After the mills closed. No.
Because of the military, she ended up in San Diego.
Yeah.
But I think she's liking it. The older you get, the more you realize why your parents or grandparents or whomever settled in New England, why they did, because it is really beautiful. So she's thinking about maybe moving to Boston.
She was here recently.
She's thinking about being a reason we go to Massachusetts a lot.
Yeah, right.
But anyways, she came and she wanted to, one day she came by and we just,
hung out.
Yeah, we caught up, we hung out, we had a good time. But she said, hey, I want to come back on Monday and I want to help. Just put me to work. And I'm like, what?
Rare.
You don't get that very often.
No.
So it was so sweet. It was so nice. And she's already very smart. So I was like, this will be, she'll be able to pick it up very easily. And it's just going to be, it actually will be.
It was helpful.
Help.
The peppers are planted now.
The peppers are planted. She asked a bunch of great questions.
Yeah.
Which also reminded me that I've learned a lot from you. So talking to people that maybe don't know as much about it, it's like, she's like, wow, Cassidy, I learn so much every time I come here. And I'm like, you do? Oh, little teardrop.
Well, what we do is the complete opposite of what she does every day. So
it's true. I still don't know what she does for work.
We're going to have to keep her identity secret.
Yeah. Something like very
important
I could never do.
And not food related.
Yep.
But yeah, shout out to you. You know who you are. And it was good to see you. And thanks for listening to the show. It means a lot to us. Mm-hmm. Spreading the word of Simply Growing Food all over the country.
And then it's just a small world. I just don't want to stop talking.
Oh, boy.
Her cousin goes to Ellis Tech. He's in the masonry department. He was actually here to help
us out with some concrete work.
Yeah.
A new project we have going on. That we're going to keep under wraps. Well, we talked a little bit about it, but all the details will be coming up in a new podcast. So keep listening to find out more. Yeah. Small world. Mm-hmm. Divine intervention, maybe.
I would say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's going to do it for this episode of the Simply Growing Food podcast. We hope that you found it educational and informational, and if not, that's a shame. Bye-bye. Hey, thanks for listening to the Simply Growing Food podcast. If you liked it, please share us with a friend or a family member. We appreciate your support. And don't forget, we want to hear from you. We want to know what you want to hear us talk about. If you got questions about farming, if you got questions about what you're eating, please send it to us. You can send it to us at www.simplygrowingfood.com, or you can send us an email at simplygrowingfood@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Simply Growing Food Podcast, or just find us on Facebook under Daigle Farm. Give us a Google for Daigle Farm. You'll find us. We appreciate the support. Thanks for all of it.